Have you ever felt like your drawing looks great, but when it's time to render, it takes forever? Imagine if you could change the whole mood of your artwork with just one click. In Clip Studio, there are actually several filters that can speed up your process a lot. Today, I'm going to show you a few filters that can help you work faster without messing up your art style. Before we start, you need to know where to find the filter feature first. Just open your Clip Studio app and look at the top menu bar. You will see a tab labeled as Filter. When you click it, you will notice a ton of options, which can be a little bit overwhelming if you are not sure what each one does. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use a few of these filters directly on different scenes to create various mood and emotion. First up, the one I use the most, Gaussian Blur. Now, let's take a look at these three images. See the difference? Using this blur filter help you instantly create focus in your illustration, whether you want to highlight a character or emphasize a specific part of the scene. Sure, you could get the same result using the blur brush tool and manually smudging the area one by one. But come on, that takes forever, right? Especially if you are making a webtoon. You wouldn't want to do this on each panel. That's exactly why the Gaussian blur filter is a lifesaver. It gives you that soft cinematic depth in just a few clicks. I'm going to demonstrate it using one of my comic panels. In this panel, there is a background folder and a character folder already separated. When you open the character folder, you will find the line art and the color layer inside. The method I usually use to apply blur into a webtoon panel goes like this. First, duplicate the character folder, then flatten it into a single image. After that, apply Gaussian blur with the intensity you want. Make sure you place the blurred image above the character layer, so it looks like they are being covered by the blur. Finally, erase the unnecessary area with the low opacity eraser, and the result will look like this. The second one is motion blur, another type of blur I often use to create intense or action-packed moments. You can use this filter to show movement in your illustration. It helps convey that something is happening so fast. You can also add motion line as extra detail to make the action and tension feel even stronger. Now, I'm going to show you how to turn scene like this into something like this. The steps are actually pretty similar to the Gaussian blur method. First, merge all the layers that include your character. Then, go to the Filter tab and apply Motion Blur. For this part, you need to think about the direction of the blur, so it matches the movement. The intensity of the blur determines how fast or strong the motion feels. Next is just like before. Use a low opacity eraser to move any part you don't need. Once that's done, create a new layer on top to draw the motion line. To make them, just use a simple brush, enable the borderline effect, and draw the lines in the direction of the movement. You can also add speed lines. Simply go to speed line tool and drag one single stroke. And that's it. You have got yourself a solid action scene ready to go. The third one is a ripple filter, my tool whenever I'm working on a scene involving water. Sometimes in a webtoon, there is a moment where you want to show a ripples as a metaphor. If you ever need that kind of effect, you don't have to draw it manually. Just one click with the ripple filter and it's done. After that, you can also add some dramatic lighting or dialogue to set the mood. The fourth one is artistic filter. You think webtoon artists draw everything manually? Nope guys, absolutely not. Things like sword, crown, clothing ornament, and other detailed assets are made using special brushes or 3D objects with filter applied. Let me show you an example. Let's say you are making a webtoon where the same sword appears over and over. Instead of redrawing that sword from scratch in every single panel, you can download a 3D model sword from Clip Studio Asset. Once it's downloaded, just drag the model into your canvas and adjust the camera angle however you like. After that, convert the 3D layer into a raster layer. This is important because filter is only work with a raster layer. Then go to Filter, Effect, Artistic, and look at that! The 3D model instantly turned into a line art. You can edit the setting like I'm showing here, then click OK. And that's why webtoon artists can draw heavily detailed objects consistently and efficiently across multiple panels. not by magic but by working smart with filter and asset. As an extra tip, when making a webtoon, we usually use a vector layer. Why? Because to speed up the workflow and keep your lines sharp even after transforming or resizing. However, since webtoon file often get passed around, sometimes you will open a file and your vector line art mysteriously turned into a raster layer and no one knows who did it. Anyway, if you ever need to convert raster layer back into vector layer, it's super easy. Just go to layer tab and convert layer and choose vector layer and done. Your raster layer will automatically convert into a vector layer. Once that's done, you can adjust the line thickness easily without quality loss. And if the anti-aliasing looks a bit off, just go to Object Tool. Open the anti-aliasing setting and adjust it to make the vector layer look smoother and cleaner. The fifth one is chromatic aberration. You've probably seen those glitchy images that the edge split into red and blue lines, right? That's what we call chromatic aberration. In Webtoon, this effect is often used for sci-fi or game-themed scene to create that digital glitch vibe. But that's not all. It can be also used to add tension in a dramatic moment. For example, take this screaming scene. Adding chromatic aberration effects instantly make it more feel intense and unsettling. Here is how to do that. First, prepare your image, duplicate it, then go to Filter, Distort, Wave to add a bit of distortion. Next, make sure the face area stay visible since that is where you want the viewer stay focused. Just erase the distortion there using a low opacity eraser. After that, you can add some glitchy square effect like this one. I have linked the brush so you can download for that. Finally, go back to Filter, Effect, and add Chromatic Aberration. Adjust the intensity until you are satisfied and click OK. And there you go, a perfect glitch scene. You can even throw in a mosaic effect afterwards if you want to push the digital chaos further. The sixth one is a noise filter, a super handy one for adding texture to your artwork. Sure, you could just drop in a texture asset and mess around with the layer modes, but that takes a few extra steps. With the noise filter, you don't need all that. Just go to Filter and add noise. Click OK and instant texture with no fuss and no extra layer. Now, for the seventh one is the sepia filter. Perfect for flashback or nostalgic moment in your comic. You know the scene that takes place in the past? This filter nails that vintage tone effortlessly. To use it, just go to Filter, Effect, and Retro Film, then select Sepia. Personally, I like using Sepia plus light clicks. With the setting like the one I'm showing here, you will notice it will automatically combine the chromatic aberration and noise, giving your scene a subtle cinematic looks. Next up, a quick tip for using filter even faster. Yeah, filter already speed up your drawing process, but now let's make using filter faster too. You can take advantage of the auto action feature. You will find it on the right hand tab next to your layer panel. Here is how it works. First, create a new auto action and name it after the filter you want to. Click record and then apply the filter you want with the canvas and your preferred setting. And once you are done, click stop recording. And just like that, you have got your custom auto action tied to your specific filter with your favorite setup. Now, every time you want to use the same filter again, just click your auto action and boom, instant effect. So yeah, it's fast and faster. Alright guys, that is for today's video. Even though Clip Studio Paint has ton of filters, I just show you the 7 most commonly used one, especially for making a webtoon. Honestly, I also use like Crystallize, Mosaic, and a few more, but hey, 7 just sounds like a nicer number, right? If you are curious about how I color my webtoon, go ahead and click the video on the live. But if you want to see how I make my backgrounds, just check out the one on the right. Or better yet, just watch them both. Alright then, don't forget to like and share this video, and as always, stay healthy guys. Bye bye!